Leafs and Habs. Carey Price and Brendan Gallagher will condition with Laval this week for 3 games before game 1. So it looks like they'll probably be back unless Carey Price plays like Freddie Andersen did. Wow. Freddie was not good.
No, Price is playing game 1.
You think so?
Unless he's injured, Carey Price is playing game 1.
If I'm reading the tweet right, Price's last game in the AHL was 2007. Galley's was 2013. Oh. Which is a lot longer than you think. That's 8 years ago. That's a long time.
Carey Price's first... Okay, Brendan Gallagher's last AHL game predates the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And Carey Price's last AHL game was during my first season of LFR.
I was still in high school.
Jeez.
When was your first LFR? What year of university were you in?
Second.
Okay, so I would have been in Humber College, not fully dropped out yet.
Dropped out. I like that.
The other thing is Jack Campbell will get the start for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, here's what I bet happens. If the Leafs don't win the first game, they're going to put Freddie Andersen in for game 2. And they won't win that one the way he's playing. So if the Leafs don't win game 1, they're not going to win a game 3. There's my prediction.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Jack is getting more than one game of rope.
Nope.
Someone
get out of here.
I was going to save this for the press conference, but since we're having the discussion right now, someone tweeted us that games 3 and 4, it was Noah_Banks on Twitter, that games 3 and 4 are back-to-backs. So is that the game where Freddie comes in, game 3?
No. You shouldn't.
There's an argument to be made.
Is the argument we should let them into the series?
No.
Guys, he stunk. He was terrible. He was terrible in the AHL and he was terrible in the NHL. Why are we playing? I don't care what he's done to this point. What is he right now?
Maybe I'm really stupid, but I'm not even sure Price plays that. Both halves of the back-to-back. I'm not sure.
I think Allen's good.
Yeah,
he's at least as good as a potentially still recovering from injury Carey Price.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
you're Sheldon Keefe. What are you doing games 1 through 4? Who's your starters for each game?
Well, game 1 is Jack Campbell. Mm-hmm. Game 2 is Jack Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
Game 3, we have a look at games 1 and 2
and
use that to educate our opinion for games 3 and 4.
Okay.
If Jack is lights out for game 1 and 2, I consider giving him 3 and 4.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think it's such a tough decision because it's the playoffs. All resting rules go out the window.
Nothing hard about this. Okay. Like Jack Campbell's just okay games. Perfect. 1 and 2.
They can win with just okay.
They're 1-1 going into game 3. You're still starting Campbell?
Yes.
Jack Campbell missed 2 different stints with injury this season. And if you play him in 3 and 4, you're risking seeing nothing but Freddie.
But Steve, he played like 11. He won 11 games in a row.
Yeah, and he was injured twice in the middle of that.
The extra 24 hours and so then he played. Didn't he start something like 15 games in a row or something like that before they got Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the extra 24 hours in between, even if it wasn't a back-to-back, he still gave them a chance. I'm just worried the Leafs are going to galaxy brain this and go, well, Freddie earned it. Freddie earned it last season. He didn't earn it.
No.
Then he doesn't play unless he has to.
Why do I feel like I'm telling the fan base to have faith in the Leafs? When have I ever?
No, but are you telling us to have faith in Freddie Andersen?
No, I'm telling you to have faith in the team's decision making.
Oh, whatever they decide.
Listen, this is the same team that
arbitrarily give it to Freddie.
Listen, they arbitrarily gave the top defensive position next to Morgan Riley to Cody Ceci last year, and that worked out great. I mean, listen,
look at this season.
That doesn't mean that they're going to be perfect, and I just think that there sometimes you are so close to it, you can't see the whole picture, and you go, well, he's still Freddie Andersen. Yeah. I wouldn't even be confident with fully healthy playoff Freddie Andersen. He hasn't given me a reason to be confident in fully healthy playoff Freddie Andersen. Do you know what I mean?
If Jack Campbell has a terrible game 1, then do you go to Freddie Andersen?
No, he was 17-2-2. I give him the benefit of the doubt, but I do think the Leafs would.
Okay.
I think they
Oh
would.
my God.
I think they would. I think they go right to Freddie.
Yeah.
This team, okay, so it's funny. I've gotten a few messages from people like, hey, this is my first year watching the Leafs.
Oh God.
Oh.
And I was just like, oh my God, imagine. Well, I mean, we've all gotten to watch this year's Leafs, but imagine getting to watch this year's Leafs without all the layers of scar tissue, in your brain. Like the three of us have just layers and upon layers of scar tissue in our brains. But imagine watching the first place Toronto Maple Leafs take on the fourth place Montreal Canadiens, watching the Leafs with a 7-2-1 record against them, I think it was. Watching Jack Campbell be 17-2-2 and just going, oh, they should win. And that's it. That's the extent of their thoughts on the series. Oh, they should win. There's no reason to assume. Why would you assume they would lose? I mean, they might lose one or two, but why would you assume that? And then it's the rest of us going, my sweet summer child. And we're yucking their yum. Ahead of these playoffs, I've gone to great mental lengths to step outside of my own head and go, all right, what possible reason is there to assume something will go wrong here? And this, I will say this is the one pessimistic thing I will say is it's because I'm Captain Positive here. The one pessimistic thing I'll say is if the Leafs lose this series to Montreal, then I simply don't know. Because all the evidence in front of us suggests they shouldn't lose. Okay? 2017 is a no-brainer. It was weird that the Leafs did that well against the Washington Capitals. You're talking about the President's Trophy winning Washington Capitals against a team that barely made the playoffs, shouldn't have even made the playoffs. It was full of rookies. It should not have gone to 6 games and 5 overtimes. It shouldn't have. Right? 6 periods of overtime. 2018 against the Bruins. That team was not as good as the Boston Bruins. They were fortunate to get to Game 7. They were down 3-1. Right? They still blew the third period lead, but they shouldn't have even been in that game. 2019. I thought the Leafs played better, but again, the final 2 games, right? And it's the Bruins. No one was shocked the Bruins won. Same with the Blue Jackets. No one was shocked the Blue Jackets won. This year is the first year in an extraordinarily long time where they are clearly clear-cut, head and shoulders the best team. And if they lose, it's going to destroy the whole way I watch the sport.
Jesus.
Dude,
the ending there was so dark.
I thought this was going to be a positive thing. I'm like,
What
oh, no,
happened?
being a negative one
But
today.
here's how it's positive. That's how much they should win this series. They should. It should be everyone who doesn't have a dog in the fight is saying the Leafs in 5 or 6.
I can't wait for the LFRs next season. It's LFR bracket, but different.
It's LFR.
It's changed me forever.
It's broken LFR. I have a streak of blonde hair. I'm Matt Hardy. I've gone nuts. And I've just, I don't know. I don't know. Like you talk about blowing it up. Like, how about you're the far and away favorites? And how do you, the Leafs could win the President's Trophy by 20 points next season, but if it's after losing to the Habs in round 1, how do you trust them? You can't.
If you were in charge of Tampa when they lost to Columbus, what would you have done?
I would have made significant changes to the team, and I would have been wrong.
Yeah.
So I like the point that I think you're alluding to. Jesse.
So if the league, because you have to play the games, good teams lose all the time just by the stroke of luck. So if something happens and the Leafs blow this, maybe you don't just blow up the team because maybe it was a one-off. And that was if there's a 1 in 100 chance that the Leafs lose, maybe this is the one. And maybe you bring it back next year and it's not the 1 in 100 chance.
Mm-hmm.
They're clearly the best they've been in years.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think you fucked this up. I think you give this another shot.
Yeah.
So you don't think they fuck it up then, Adam?
Well, no. I still think
they're
they're
not
going to
going
put
with
Freddie.
the shitty goalie.
No, I think they're going to put Freddie in game 2. If Jack loses game 1.
Yeah, but
That's what I think. And that means if Jack loses game 1, they don't have a chance to win until game 3. That's what I think.
Adam, Jesus,
that's my prediction.
I don't
Freddie-
know why Freddie Andersen can win an NHL hockey game.
Because they're going to dress him, dude.
That too.
They're going to dress Freddie. That alone should concern you.
No.
He was bad, guys. Come on. You telling me Big Save It David wasn't better than that?
I can tell you right now that Frederik Andersen was better than David Riddick.
Yes.
Also,
as a Leaf.
Also, it's now that we know Campbell's starting game 1, it's a wait and see. Like, we'll come back here on Friday because we have another episode Wednesday. We're going to preview again. And then Friday, we'll come back and it'll either be miserable and we'll be like, oh, you should throw Freddie in on Saturday, or it's awesome. And we're like, oh, Campbell's going 2 again.
By the way, James Myrtle makes his long-awaited return to the Steve Dangle podcast on Wednesday's episode. Just throwing that out there, too.
I greatly respect the team the Montreal Canadiens have. I think they're built for the playoffs. I think they're consistently a pain in the Leafs' ass, whether the Leafs win or lose. And that there's no reason to assume the Leafs will lose this series.
All right.
There isn't. Even with, dude, if Freddie started all 4 to 7 games, they should win this series.
If Frederik Andersen, if they said they were going to start Freddie game 1, I would still think the Leafs are going to win.
Like,
I don't know why you don't believe he can't win an NHL game.
I'm looking at Freddie Andersen's hunk of shit 895 save percentage. That is a hunk of shit. Mm-hmm. And he was 13-8-3. Guys, they're playing Jack, and they're probably going to win based on the odds.